you stuck in your house with nothing to do? Erin is here to bake with you. Quarantine Baking with Erin.
Hi, and welcome to Quarantine Baking with Erin. Today we're going to be making Irish soda bread. We're going to be making Irish soda bread from Claudia's Irish Kitchen, a cookbook my mom lent me that is excellent. I know a lot of people are baking bread right now, but there's a yeast shortage. So one thing that's great about soda bread is that you don't need yeast. Although you do need buttermilk, which is maybe not something you always have in your house. But if you don't have buttermilk, you can use milk, but it doesn't turn out the same. So, all right, onward. So to get started, I'm going to measure out 3 2/3 cups of all-purpose flour. I probably should have done this beforehand, but I don't have a big enough measuring cup. I don't have any measuring cups bigger than 2 cups. So we'll just do it real time. 3. And we're just gonna eyeball 2/3 of this. That looks more like 3/4. Alright, a lot of flour. So that's of our all-purpose white flour. Then we've got our whole wheat flour. And we're going to do 3 1/4 cup of that. So this is probably going to end up being a lot of bread. I don't remember the last time I made soda bread. So we're gonna find out how much bread this entails together. All right, 2. Ooh, my arm's tired from scooping. 3 1/4. All right, look at that bowl. That's a lot. So we're also going to add in a pinch of salt, which is like a pinch if you have giant fingers. And then let me get a scrapey guy. Combine this. And then we're going to do 1 tablespoon and a half, or 3 half tablespoons. Math. 2, 3. Okay, so I'm gonna take some time to combine this so that all of the salt gets distributed evenly, all of the baking soda gets distributed evenly, and so that the white flour and wheat flour get blended together. Michael, who is very committed to the integrity of Quarantine Baking with Erin, let me know that I said tablespoon instead of teaspoon. This is 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. 1 1/2 tablespoons would probably get you a crazy, weird tasting bread. So teaspoons. Thank you, Michael. All right, so I've well combined it. Oops, and I flicked it on myself. A crucial step. And so I am creating a well in the middle, a little flour hole, and I'm going to pour, oh, not yet, I forgot to add 1/3 cup of raisins. So we're gonna add those in. I'm not really sure why they go in with the dry ingredients. Maybe it's just easier to distribute amongst the dry ingredients rather than in the dough. Okay, so we're mixing. Don't really seem like a ton of raisins, but all right. Now we're creating our well. I'm pouring in 2 1/2 cups of buttermilk. As I said before, if you don't have buttermilk, you can use milk. So in fact, I only had 2 cups of buttermilk, so I supplemented it with a 1/2 cup of whole milk. All right, and then I think I'm supposed we're gonna do that. Ooh, it is cold. It's an interesting texture because when you're working with, it's very cold. Maybe I need to adjust my fridge because it's quite chilly at buttermilk. Because when you're working with yeast, I don't know, it just feels different. It feels more like you're I have no idea how to describe it. With yeast, you feel like when you're adding warmth, you're like manipulating the dough to change its chemical properties, reactions, you know, baking stuff. But this just seems like put some wet ingredients with some dry ingredients and see how it turns out. Alright, so I'm also seeing that I'm going to need, this is going to take quite a bit of time to combine since it's so much dough. So we'll check back in so that I don't get bored. Alright, we have finally combined. I would say that that probably took, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes of kneading / hand mixing. It's a very heavy, it's a heavy loaf. All right, so we are going to take our beautiful low soda bread and we're going to put it on either a floured pan or a pan with a silicone baking mat. All right, I'm just making it into a round shape. Okay, and then I'm gonna wash off my hands. 1 sec. Continue with the bread making process. I should mention that I preheated the oven to 425. And now, normally I would do I would coat the loaf with 3 tablespoons of buttermilk, but as I mentioned, I ran out of buttermilk. So I'm just gonna do an egg wash instead. And I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna do the egg wash before or after I make the markings in the loaf. I think I'm gonna do it afterwards. So, to make the traditional soda bread markings, you cut, I don't know how much, I'm going to say significantly, I think maybe even 2/3 down. You make pretty significant cuts in the top. You make the cross, because remember this is Irish soda bread. And then you stab each quarter. And according to Irish tradition, that was to kill the fairies. So whatever that means, we have successfully completed that step. And then I'm just going to brush with an egg wash. I mean, ideally it would have been with a buttermilk coating, but that's okay. Baking is all about being adaptable, which is what I like about it the most. And that's why quarantine baking has been so special, is because you only have what you have, and you can't just run to the store 15 times because you forgot ingredients. So you make do, and I think that's something we could all be a little bit better at, something we could take out of quarantine into our daily lives. Okay, I'm gonna put this bread into the oven before I start preaching on how to live post quarantine. And we're gonna check back in 25 minutes. All right, so our timer has gone off. The bread is looking great. Ooh, it's very hot. It it sounds right on the outside, but in the middle, there's still quite a bit of moisture. So I'm going to let it cook for, let's say, 6.5 more minutes. All baking is arbitrary, so we'll check back in. All right, our timer has gone off. Let me set you down. Michael is busy again. I'm going to pull this bread out. Ooh, it looks awesome. All right. Wow, what a beauty. I'm not sure if I cut too far down when I was scoring. Maybe not. So we'll let this cool and, oops, we'll let it cool and then eat it. Yay.
It is time for the final verdict. The Marge.
What is Marge?
Margarine.
All right.
Come on. Oh, it's one of the bread. Mm. Ooh. Mm.
Hi, Neville.
This is very, very, very good.
Do you like your soda bread with jam, or was that an unnecessary?
I mean, I'm sure I do. I just wanted to start with butter.
All right.
Some credit.
So I'm going to try it with a little bit of butter. It's good. Tastes like soda bread should. I think it gets an
10 out of 10.
7.5 out of 10 because it should have 3 times as many raisins, in my opinion. I think next time I'd do a couple raisins. Bye!
Well, are you stuck in your house with nothing to do? Erin is here to bake with you. Quarantine Baking with Erin.